Now, normally I'm not a big fanfiction reader. A lot of you probably aren't either. Let's face it, fanfiction has a reputation for being poorly written, with a tendency towards weird pairings and characters acting nothing like they do in their respective sources. But there is good fanfiction out there, believe it or not. One of the few stories I've read that I really liked is a novelization of Silent Hill 2 as written by Ryan M. Usher. It's called Silent Hill 2: Letter from Silent Heaven. It's written in the first person, from James's perspective of course, and has a wealth of detail. I discovered it because it was a while back, but I think I found a link on the GameFAQs message boards. But from the moment I clicked on that link and started reading, I was hooked. He does alter the dialogue a little bit and make it seem a little less awkward, but in some cases I have mixed feelings about that. Some lines from the game definitely could have used some help, but in some cases I think maybe he uses a little too much artistic license with it. Also, he has James swearing a lot, which I've seen some people complain about in the comments section. And I kinda have mixed feelings about that too. On one hand, okay, James doesn't swear in the game, but on the other hand, a lot of the swearing is in the narrative, and just because he isn't saying it doesn't mean he's not thinking it. But still, it does feel a little out of character at times. But he is in the process of rewriting it. I think I may have inadvertently triggered a desire to do that when I emailed him and asked him if I could feature his story on my show. But he has been taking out a lot of the F-bombs, and I have to admit it does work a lot better that way. But even before the rewrite, this story is completely worth the read, if only for how good the narrative and descriptions are, and for all the interesting little things he adds. Rather than try to describe it any further, I'll let it speak for itself.
I saw room 208. The door was slightly open. There was static noise, and the eerie glow of television emanating from within. I gripped the door handle, about to enter, when a different kind of static suddenly scratched at my ears. It was louder and much closer, the radio in my pocket. I had built up a theory about what the sound means, so I spun around, through the bars, there. I didn't see it a minute ago, but now I could see it even without the flashlight. It was red and softly glowing. It looked like a man, somewhat, but its head was huge and strange, sort of like headgear, at least that's what it looked like. Darker red than the rest of the body, and enormous, and shaped like a pyramid, but with weird dimensions. The point at the top made it seem like a good 7 feet tall. It had on a dirty apron, a heavy butcher's apron. It was stained dark, with what could only be blood. It just stood there, barely moving. I couldn't see any eyes, but I could feel it watching me, observing me. Waves of terrible feelings washed over me. Hate, anger, fear. I could feel how much it hated me. It terrified me more than the straitjacket and the mannequin monsters had. Those others were abominations, but this pyramid-headed monstrosity in human form, this thing was pure evil. Hate and vengeance, and all of mankind's worst concentrated evil. Its eyeless stare made my skin crawl, and my hairs stand up on end, like I'd walked into a sort of static field. The pyramid head, it just stood there, wavering, staring at me, hate and vile, damning thoughts coming out of it. I couldn't take it. I was losing it. I ran into room 208 and slammed the door behind me. I didn't stop to think about dangers that might be waiting inside there. I didn't care. Nothing could be worse than the buffeting evil aura of that pyramid-headed thing. I leaned against the door, closed my eyes, and tried to recover my senses, all the while choking back sobs from the abject horror of that thing.
See the video description for links to both versions of the story. To hear the rest of the story read by James, you'll just have to use your imagination. There is one more fan thing I need to show you. I actually found this one on accident while doing a Google search for good images of Pyramid Head to use in this video. Remember that painting you find in Silent Hill's Historical Society? A fan of Silent Hill who goes by Yoshio-kun13 on DeviantArt actually made a life-sized replica of the painting in oil. He even stretched the canvas himself since he wouldn't have been able to find one that was the right dimensions. Now that's dedication. He's done several other paintings based on the various paintings you see in the games, and he even held a Silent Hill themed art show last Halloween. I wish I could have seen these in person. He's even displayed it in my own hometown, sadly after I'd moved from there. I probably just missed it too, with my luck. Again, see the video descriptions for links to his stuff. Oh, and I've done a little bit of Silent Hill art myself. Only one that involves Silent Hill 2 so far. But working on this video has inspired me to do more. So, we'll see. Here are some more links that you should check out. GameFAQs.com has a lot of plot analysis FAQs of various Silent Hill games, but my favorite is one done by SilentPyramid. He covers the first 4 games, the graphic novels, and the movie, but sadly it stops there. It looks like it hasn't been updated in a very long time, and I don't know if it ever will be again. And that's a shame, because even though I'm not a fan of Silent Hill Origins, I'd be curious to know what he thought of some of the imagery. But there is still a lot of information on there, and it would take you a while to read through it all. A lot of it is information taken from the Book of Lost Memories, the official guide of the first 3 Silent Hill games, along with speculation of how some things tie together. I don't agree with all of his theories. Even with Silent Hill, it's possible to read too much into some things, and I think he does that at times, but it's still a really good read. Some of the info in this video about the characters was taken from there, and it also made me take a second look at Silent Hill 4 a while back. It made me appreciate it more. Speaking of the Book of Lost Memories, there's a translated version of it on the internet. Anyone who thinks that the imagery in Silent Hill is simply random and has no meaning needs only to go to translatedmemories.com to be proven wrong. And this is another place where I got a lot of the info for this episode. Well, that just about wraps up this episode on Silent Hill 2. You know how I end every game den by saying something like, it's not the best ever, but blah 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 blah? Well, fuck that! At least as far as story is concerned, Silent Hill 2 is the best game ever. I mean, how many video games make you contemplate how you might act, what you might do if someone you cared about was terminally ill? How many video games reference books on child abuse, name their main protagonist after Jack the Ripper, or cause you not only to sympathize but empathize with a murderer? This is really adult stuff, and not even so much because it's disturbing, but because it's sophisticated. And that's pretty rare in the gaming industry, even in the Silent Hill franchise. I may have spoiled a lot of the story, but there's plenty that I didn't talk about. Aside from one little scene, I didn't even touch the endings. If you haven't played this game yet, just what the hell are you waiting for?
There's still time.
Exactly. That's it for now. See you next time.
Hey, Dina. Pillow fight?
No, that's okay.
Aww.
Yeah, it's me.